Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at the G.I. Joe Classified Series Scrap Iron. If Saturday morning cartoons fueled your imagination as a kid and powers your action figure collecting now as an adult, then you're in the right place. Thanks for stopping by and welcome to Saturday Morning Toy Collector. And if you like my content, please consider subscribing. All right, before we take a look at the front of the package, if you guys are in a position to help out the channel and you don't already have this guy in your possession already, you could do so by clicking the link to Amazon down in my description below. It will take you to my Amazon Associates page where this figure is, and you can pick him up through there, and it'll throw about 30 cents my way. Just something small. It's nothing major, just a few pennies, but every little bit helps when you're trying to run a channel. So if you don't have this figure already and you can help out the channel, I would really appreciate it. All right, taking a closer look at the front of the package here, boy, this is a deluxe of deluxe deluxes. This is what I want when I get a deluxe figure. It comes with so much stuff, and the box lets you know it. I love this artwork on the front of the package. It looks great. I love that you can see everything he comes with in the top right corner. Down at the bottom it says Scrap Iron and Anti-Armor Drone. Flipping around here on the back, sorry I couldn't take pictures of the size. It just wouldn't fit in my my review space. But it's number 74 in the line. You see he stands 6.2 inches tall, everything he comes with, and then they kind of punch in a couple of details, which are the grenades, the missiles that fire out, and then his awesome, spoiler alert, head sculpt. This is how he comes packaged in the, well, the package. This is how he comes packaged. The drone comes in two separate pieces tied in, the figure, and then all of his accessories, which is quite a lot, in the Foot Locker box off to the right. Speaking of accessories, he's got a ton, so we're going to break them up. We're going to start with the blast effects. He comes with two of these spiral ground effects, which are in separate pieces, and the little spirals go around, which is really nice. You have like this cloud burst effect, this movement with cloud burst effect off to the right, and then you have two lengths of missile blast, one short, one long, which is really cool. And we're going to see how they work out with another G.I. Joe figure that just got released in this line later in the review. Taking a closer look at the rest of the accessories he comes with, he does come with his awesome helmet, a beautiful sidearm, one of my favorite sidearms that a figure has come with recently, his drone control pad, and then two missiles that say laser guided, yes with a Z, not an S, and then each missile comes marked with X04 on them, which is really cool. Taking a closer look at the control pad, as we zoom in here, you can see that it does have two antennae at the top, and it's got this red display with some sort of readout or setting or target system right there, which is pretty neat. Taking a closer look at the anti-armor drone itself, here on the side, I'm assuming this is the Mars Industries logo. It says Piezoelectric. Then it says SN0904197200 Cobra. That could be somebody's birthday, 0904 1972. That's really cool. Maybe we need to look into Lenny's birthday and see when it is, and see if that's his. Spinning around here on the front, you can see a lot of nice painted detail in the middle. Some red, the gray tank treads, a little spot of green at the top. It looks really nice, and I'm digging the way this thing looks. Flipping around here on the other side, we have that, what I'm assuming is the Mars Industry logo. Anti-tank 002. What happened to 001? Maybe that's a reference to the original drone that Scrap Iron came with when we were kids, and this is the second iteration of it. Flipping around here on the back, you can see there's some bronze on the back, some tail lights, and the Cobra logo. And underneath, you can see the tank treads and how they look on the bottom. These are kind of a rubbery plastic, which is really cool, and I'll show that off in just a minute. Taking a closer look at the figure itself, standing straight up and down, I really dig this design. The reds, the blues look great. I love his like little collared shirt underneath with the little stitched collar. It looks really nice. I love the belts and the buckles on his upper part of his torso, the grenades, the padded armor, which I know is going to get in the way of articulation, his red webbing, the knee pads, the boots, it just looks fantastic. Spinning around here on the back, you can see the rest of the figure, how it looks from behind, more of that padded material on his vest, the belt, his webbing down below, pants, the texture, the boots. All the detail that we come to know and expect in a G.I. Joe Classified Series figure. Now, just punching in a little bit closer on this face, this head sculpt is immaculate. It looks so good. I dig the hair, how it's like kind of like this little faux hawk kind of thing going on. I love that he's got an eye kind of missing from some detonation blast that went off a little too close here to his face. I love the eye, the scarring, just everything looks great. On this side, we see some scratches, scar across the eye. And on the other side, we've got some Darth Vader level disfiguration going on here on the side of his head, his cheek, his jaw, and that ear. My goodness, this looks so nasty. And he's going to need some Neosporin for sure. But like some of the figures we've seen in this wave, this figure really comes alive when you put that helmet on. The helmet, it's nice. It's got a dull matte finish to it. And then it's that shinier black on the visor. And then that Cobra, that stylized Cobra logo on the front just looks absolutely incredible. This figure really comes to life when you put the helmet on. All right, taking a closer look at the figure here. Man, this guy looks really, really, really good. I am digging so much about this figure. As far as the articulation goes, he can look up about that far, which is really cool. And also, it's not really hindered too bad by the helmet. You can kind of put the helmet on and still look up and down, and that's really kind of cool there. I really appreciate that. It's got some nice tilt to the head as well. The arms can go out and hit a T-pose. I don't know what's going on with my camera today, but it does not want to focus. We do have that upper bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, which is always really nice. Now, we're not going to be able to get this upper torso to articulate because of this jacket here. There's no doubt about it. That is not going to work out. So he is only going to be able to articulate at the waist, which means he can only bend forward about that far and back about that far. Yeah, this jacket's just too puffy and too stiff, but you can rotate him. The webbing does not interfere with the leg, so you can drop down and bend forward that far and bend back that far. And this, oh my goodness, what is going on here? Like, my lower leg does not want to bend. Is that fused? No, please tell me that's not. Okay, let's just look on this side. I don't want to break this figure on camera. There we go. This one's, man, these joints are really tight. But you can see double jointed knees. He can go back about that far. Not bad at all. I love these knee pads. They look really great on this figure. Man, I really hope that's not fused. It does want to move just a wee little bit, but I don't want to break it. It does have an upper boot cut right there, and then a hinge and swivel and rocker down on the foot. And so he does look... articulates really nice for what he is. Again, this is one of those cases where when you put the helmet on the figure, it just really transforms it. I love this figure so much. I love the vents on the side. They just look so good, and it just really, really brings this character to life. I really love this sidearm. This is probably one of the best pistols I've seen on a Joe. I love it. I don't know what style of gun that is. I don't know what it's called, but you can see that it even has a little port in the front for a blast effect if you have any. But this is not his main form of attack, so we're going to put that on the side. And then I'm going to try to see if I can put this video game controller in his hand. He's got a Nintendo Switch. What do you think he likes to play? Probably Tank Wars, if I had to guess. Why is this? It just keeps pushing right on through. Come on, you can do it. There we go. We got it. I really like how he looks holding that that drone controller. Looks great. But let's get him off to the side here. Let's bring in his tank, his anti-armor drone here. You can see how it comes apart in two pieces. It just pops on this little ball joint, and that's all assembly required. That's all you got to do. I do want to show how the tank treads move. They're each on an individual articulation point, so like a ball peg hinge, so they can articulate outwards, forwards, backwards, kind of any way you want it to kind of move. It just moves around pretty great. I love the design of this thing. I like how it looks like the old school one with the vents on the top, and then they've added these tank treads. Now, these do feel like rubber, and at first I thought they were just molded plastic, but then you can see they are definitely rubber that's been applied on there. Now, they don't roll. They do not spin. They do not move in any way. You can see that there are no rolling wheels for like faux tank treads, but you could just push it along just like so. I really, really dig the design of this. This looks really neat. I love how, you know, like with the missiles, you just slide them right in and they fit snugly inside of this thing. No problem. Fit in there so nice. They look great. That pop of red and all of the black, it's so distinctive of Cobra. I love the green and the gold and the bronze on the inside right there. It looks kind of like a droid from Star Wars. Looks really good. The little pop of green right here on the top looks nice too. The red vents. The tampos on the side are very nice and clean. Everything about this just looks so nice. There again is a look at the back with the bronze tail lights and then the Cobra logo, and then the Pietro Electric on this side. Like we've already talked about the serial number and what that could possibly mean. So it's all clean and crisp. It looks really good. I'm digging the design of this thing, and it kind of looks like something out of Batman too. Like the tank treads remind me of, you know, a Batmobile that we may have seen recently. Boy, my camera just does not want to focus today. I'm not sure what's going on. I love these blast effects. You see they have little ports in the end that can hold the missiles. And so you can take them in. Then there's a little hole at the back that kind of holds the missile blast effect in. So you can do that. You can put the smaller one on this side, and it goes all the way in. And you have them coming out at different angles, which looks, or different distances, which looks really nice. I really dig the way this looks, and it makes a really nice display. Although I will say that with both missiles and blast effects inside, it does make it a little heavy, and it has a tendency to want to tilt downward a little bit. Man, guys, I am really sorry for the blurriness today on this video. I don't know what's going on. But there he is. There's old Scrap Iron with the with his drone looking pretty decent. Okay, so I did want to show off something else you can do with these blast effects here from Scrap Iron's missiles. If you happen to have the Tiger Force or the recently released classic version of Bazooka here, you can actually plug these straight into Bazooka's bazooka. Man, that definitely weights the figure down, and the little tip of his bazookas fit in to the end of that. And so you can have this beautiful display of bazooka here firing off a missile, and I think it just looks great. That's a really cool touch. I'm glad they decided to add this functionality since these figures were coming out basically in the same wave. So I'm glad they did that. That's really cool. It's a really nice touch. Something they didn't have to do, but I'm really glad that they did it. That's really neat. It does weight the figure down, so I don't know how viable this is for a shelf display, but if you're doing dioramas, this is certainly something that you can do to increase the display value of your bazooka figure. All right, let's bring in one of his other missile buddies. Here is Major Blood, and we're also going to bring in Destro. And yeah, I forgot to put him up on the base. I don't even have a base on my desk today, but that was standing as he's a little bit shorter than Major Blood, but Major Blood's probably got that helmet height difference going on there. And then how he looks next to Destro. I love that they're in different scales, and they have different proportions to their bodies. I really dig that. So let's get this guy under some lighting and into some backgrounds and see how he poses up. Man, I gotta tell you, Scrap Iron was never one of my favorite Cobra figures when I was a kid. I liked him, but he just never really stood out to me as one of my all-time favorites. But this Cobra figure, this classified series, is really doing it for me. He has quickly become one of my favorite Cobras on my shelf, and I'm gonna try to display him in the front. I really need to redo my my Joe shelf. It's getting kind of compacted and cluttered, and I need to fix it. But I love everything about this guy. His colors, his equipment, the helmet, the head sculpt. Just it's so much to love about this figure. And yeah, like I said, he's just one of the standouts on my shelf for sure. So hey, look. If you guys want to help out the channel and you don't already have this figure in your collection, please add him to your collection below at the Amazon link. It'll throw a few pennies my way, and that always helps out the channel. So thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching. I super appreciate it. Thanks for all the new likes, comments, and subscribers. You guys are amazing, and it really just blows my mind every time I open up YouTube and I see how much support you guys are throwing my way. Please continue to check us out over at Instagram and Threads at Saturday Morning Toy Collector. I am the Saturday Morning Toy Collector. I'm your host, Mark, and remember, I will see you in the toy aisles.